every single individual in this world is a leader of his or her own. And the capability of leading one's life is in fact leadership. It's not only all about political leadership. By this very term leader, we associate our ideas of leader with the political leaders, because most of the times we get the idea of the leaders through the media only, through the related news, which are basically the political news. But then the leader can be in the field of society, the leader can be in the field of science, technology, the leader can be in the field of education, the leader can be in the field of nature, environment, and so and so. And there is always, in every group, there is always a leader who leads the show. In every group, in every society, in every organization. So it's very important to discuss about leadership. And leaders are the individuals who set the motivation inside the group, who set the inspiration inside the group, who set the norms inside the group, and who leads the entire group to achieve the set goals. So that's what leadership involves: setting and achieving goals, taking action, and beating the competition, and becoming the best. There are various kinds of styles, leadership styles that are there in management studies, which have been discussed. We will discuss a few of them very shortly. I will firstly discussing the trait theories. This was one of the earlier leadership theories. Trait theories discussed about the 7 traits that are associated with successful leadership. One is drive, another is the desire to control, the desire to lead, honesty and integrity, self-confidence, intelligence, job-relevant knowledge, and extraversion. Unless a leader is extrovert, this will be challengeful for him or her to lead the show. Then we come to behavioral theories. In behavioral theory, we get 5 models inside it. One is laissez-faire model, which is minimal involvement from leader and trained and qualified team members lead the efforts. Another is autocratic model within this behavioral theories. Autocratic model, it is all about such kind of groups wherein leaders make the unilateral decision and leader exercises complete control over team members. It's just opposite to democratic model. And then comes participative model, in which democratic values are there in such kind of leadership model, wherein leaders, they value the team, they value the decisions coming from the team. And another kind of model is transactional model, in which the leader and the team members, they set the goals together, and the leader sets direction, of course. And transformational model, in such kind of model, the leader involves high level of communication within the group, and leader motivates the team members through visibility, complete transparency, and tasks are delegated to team members. Decentralization is there. So such kind of 5 kinds of models are found in this behavioral theory. Then we'll discuss Ohio State Studies theories, which was done in Ohio State University. This basically identified 2 dimensions for leadership. One is initiating structure dimension and consideration dimension. Initiating structure dimension, it is all about the role of the leader in defining his or her role and the roles of group members. So it's all about creating the role clarity and goal clarity. How much a leader is able to make his or her team members clear about the role and the goal. Then his or her consideration, the leader's mutual trust and respect for group members, ideas and feelings. how much he or she is considering the each of the members' ideas. So these two factors were discussed in OYO state leadership model. Then we come to Blake-Morton managerial grid, which is truly much advanced and scientific model. In this, there are two basic factors which are taken for the study of leadership. One is concern for people, and another is the concern for production or concern for results. So these two factors were studied in managerial grid development, in which like 5 kinds of leadership models comes out. One is impoverished management, another is task management, another is middle of the road management, country club management, and team management. So how these 5 kinds of management styles come out in Blake-Morton managerial grid. In Blake-Morton managerial grid, we can have a diagram in which x-axis can be plotted against concern for results or concern for production, and y-axis can be plotted against concern for people. So as the concern for result is less, concern for people is also less, we get impoverished management, the very first cell, which is not that acceptable in industrial world. Then we go to concern for results, at the higher level of concern for result, and lower level for concern for people. We get the right end of the cell, that is produce or perish management. This is also not that successful management or leadership style. Then we go to less concern for the result, but then the management is highly concerned for the people. This kind of style is country club management, wherein you have got less concern for the production. So this management style or this leadership style is also not that acceptable by the industries. Now we get one extremist style in which both the concern for the result and concern for the people are high, and we get team management style. And this is also very extremist kind of style, which might sometimes be not that amicable for the organizations. Ultimately, we get the if we maintain the moderate level of concern for results and moderate level for concern for people, we get one style which is almost well accepted throughout the globe, that is middle of the road management. So this is all about Blake-Morton managerial grid, wherein we get 5 styles of management. One is country club management, wherein concern for people is high and concern for results is less. Another is team management, where both the concern for people and concern for results are high. We get low when we have low concern for results and low concern for people, we get impoverished management. High concern for results and low concern for people, we get produce or perish management. And if you keep the moderate level of the concern for results and concern for people, we'll get middle of the road management, wherein both the aspects are taken care of. The aspect that is the human resources are kept motivated, kept happy, and whereas at the same time the moderate level of production is going on. Now we come to Michigan model, in which the entire study can be expressed through a linear diagram, in which like we can plot the various states of management outcomes through within a straight line, in which in the left extreme we can have close supervision, then we can plot job centered condition, then we can plot general condition, then we can plot employee orientation, then we can plot laissez-faire along the straight line. And in Michigan studies, the factors taken are increased leader control and increased employee involvement. If the leader control is taken towards close supervision, that is the left extreme, then one sort of style evolves. And if we take the increased employee involvement towards right, then another kind of leadership style emerges out. In the left extreme, that is high of leader control and less of increased employee involvement, we get close supervision, that is less democratic kind of setup or style. And if we get high level of increased employee involvement and less level of leaders control, then we get laissez-faire style. So this is all about Michigan studies, and thank you very much for today.